3.7 million years ago. This was not a world ruled by humans. It was a world of predators and prey, where everyday survival was in doubt. As the golden light of evening spread across the plains, calls echoed through the tall grass. A pack of hyenas had surrounded a weakened boar. Their snarls cut through the silence, their bodies circling patiently, waiting for the animal to falter. But humans were watching. Homo erectus crouched behind the grass. They were hungry, weakened by days of struggle. They did not have claws or fangs, yet they understood one truth. If they wanted to last, they had to be bold. The signal came not with words, but with shouts and movement. They surged forward together. Branches struck the ground. Rocks were lifted, then driven down onto the earth. The predators hesitated. Startled by the sudden energy, they scattered back into the grass. The boar collapsed on the spot. The tribe crowded in, raising stones, using weight and force until the animal lay still. Primitive, yes, but effective. For one night, there would be food. Flames lit the darkness, roasting scraps. Women and children tore eagerly at the meat. Bones cracked beneath stones, marrow pulled out in long strands, swallowed with relief. But such victories never lasted. By morning, hunger would gnaw again. Hunger was the one enemy that never surrendered. Dawn found them weaker still, faces worn, steps slow. One woman lifted a child across her shoulders, his eyes half closed with fatigue. Men supported one another as they walked. The savanna stretched outward, wide and empty. Game herds had moved on, beyond reach. Then hope from above. Vultures circled slowly in the warm air. Humans raised their faces to the sky. They knew the meaning. Vultures meant food. Vultures followed death. They followed the shadow of wings across the fields. Hearts lifted with fragile hope. What they found was no carcass. Instead, in the sand lay something even more extraordinary. A pit with enormous eggs. White, heavy, impossibly large. Eyes widened. Voices trembled with excitement. Eggs meant life. Eggs meant nourishment for days. But there was hesitation in the air. The oldest among them knew such treasures were not unguarded. Yet hunger overcame fear. A woman bent, cradled one into her arms, and for a heartbeat, the impossible seemed true. Survival had offered itself freely, but nature never gave so easily. The grass shifted at the edge of the clearing. A shadow expanded. The guardian of the nest had returned, a giant Komodo dragon, armored in scales, its tongue flicking through the air. Massive, powerful, unmistakable. The people froze. This was no slow lizard, its body coiled with strength, its eyes fierce, its presence more than enough to scatter the tribe. It advanced with steady, deliberate steps. In shock, the egg slipped from one pair of hands and cracked against sand. The lesson was instant. There would be no feast without consequence. The creature surged forward. One man fell in the dust. The dragon rushed, jaws snapping. But the tribe did not abandon him. They lifted stones. They raised logs. Cries echoed through grassland. Where one human might be helpless, together they became something more. The first rock struck its side. A branch came down across its back. Dust swirled. The dragon hissed and twisted. A tail lashed out, sending bodies tumbling. Still they gathered. Another stone was raised high, another dropped down. The struggle filled the clearing, men and women, voices and fire, determination and fear. Slowly the dragon's charge slowed. Powerful sides rose and fell. Its body sagged against the ground, not destroyed, not defeated, but for the moment, halted. The tribe gathered in a circle around the fallen giant, chest rising, tongue flicking, alive but unmoving. They fetched branches, rolled logs across its flanks, pressed stones down to weight its limbs. Children were pulled back, the wounded supported. For a brief, impossible moment, these fragile humans had done what none might believe, restrained a monster of their age. Yet it was never theirs to keep. The creature stirred. A sudden violent heave, and branches shifted, rocks slid, logs rolled aside. The monster surged upward, shaking loose its burdens. The voices of the tribe rose in fear. Torches wavered, arms lifted children, held them close. And with one final burst, the dragon turned, limping but strong, and vanished again into the curtain of tall grass. All that remained was silence. They gathered together in exhaustion. Fear subsided into quiet relief. They had not gained a feast, yet they had survived, and that was enough. By the fire, one egg remained. Slowly it roasted. Carefully it was shared. Children laughed, yolk painted across their faces. The oldest sat in silence, gazing into flame. Their story was not of conquest. It was not about killing or domination. It was about resilience. It was about finding a way forward again and again. They had faced hunger. They had faced giants. And still, together, they endured. This is what made them human. Not claws, not fangs, not weapons of steel, but courage, adaptation, unity. From moments like these came the long arc of humanity's story. The dragon lived that night, and so did they. For in their survival, our future was born.